bright idea. Boom, light bulb moment. It's Monday, we're in the yard. We're right up the top. We have almost reached the furthest point that we are going to take the concrete in at this stage. This is our line, how far we're going to take the current slab, and we're not going any closer to this wall because this wall will come down eventually and there'll be a 5-meter wall running along the perimeter with the old yard, but the construction of that wall is an L shape. We're just starting taking down the levels over the other side. It's not going to have the same amount of traffic. This is going to be a 300 mil slab with a 50 mil fall going that way. And on the other side of the track, as we've been doing so far, 400 mil slab with everything running this way. We're going to take this side just up to this point in line here. Our slab we put in weeks back for our makeshift office is slightly too high, but it can stay in place. Click here to watch a video where we showed you the installation of our weighing system. We don't want to interfere with any of the readings. That is going to be a stage of work which is done when we pull this down and begin to tackle the walls. Levels to take down, levels to build up, and we have 3 slabs ready to be poured. Two pours already complete. Concrete is drying extremely quickly, so we're just adding some water and just cleaning off the slabs so the finishing is perfect. The material which is stockpiled here is screenable material that came from the job that Dathcon and McGee were doing for us, and where we've reduced the levels in the yard. All of this needs to be crushed. Click here to watch a video where we explain how to create a recycled 6F5 and how a crusher works. Pinch point here at the moment is not a problem as the 6F5 is flying out the door. We have a lot of companies coming in collecting, one of them being Dathcon, who was, as I said, bringing in the screenable material previously. Taking an almighty lump out of the 6F5, we just need to push this material up a bit to give us more space. And I've just asked the lads to load the lorries off the side here, because the more they can load off the side, the more space we'll have. And hopefully, as the non-haz is coming in, we'll have more space, because realistically, we're not going to be able to run a train in here for another 2 weeks. Getting that non-haz material nice and high. Ah! Low? Low? 1 minute, please. We've got a few of these marks starting to appear on the machine, which looks really ugly. Around the back. Oh look, with the weather, it's all beginning to come off. It's been extremely hot. What we'll probably do when we're doing the work, taking off the tracks, we'll probably pull off the wrap. I don't think we're going to put it back, but since 2019, we're in 2025. I'd say the wrap has done us proud to this point. Decision has been made for the tracks on the LH60. We're waiting for a shovel, so we're not going to do it yet, but as soon as we have a shovel, this is the plan. We tried earlier, and putting the bucket down, we cannot lift the tracks at all, so the tracks are going to stay flat. So what we need to do is line up the master pin here and here, so they're exactly the same. If we heat it up and beat the pin out, when the tracks fall flat, the machine can then track out of the tracks. Then we'll have to leave the machine parked up. Then we'll have to take the tracks and wrap them up for transport. And then they will remove these, which are 750 mil, replace for 800 mil, and then we'll use standard rubber pads made for 800 mil ones, which you get off the shelf on it. Then we'll bring it back, and then we'll have to get the tracks back on. That will ensure that we don't damage the tracks or the concrete. Here we go again, pouring more concrete. That lorry has been sold. I'm expecting payment on Wednesday at some point from their finance provider. And then we will only have 2 volumetrics left. Just had a Zoom with the NIC EIC's magazine Connected for a feature where we're talking about the future of the construction industry and more specifically what the future looks like for electricians. You know, I'm a fan of that 3D concrete printing. That's probably the only innovation I can see within the construction industry, which is going to change a lot. But I don't think that will change anything for electricians because, as you see, the walls can be hollow and cables can still be run. The only point I had to add to it was that maybe electricians could spend some time having a greater understanding of home automation and smart home systems. Click here to watch a video where I explain as much as I know to the best of my understanding about smart home systems and how they work. This will help electrical firms adapt as we move into a new era, and the electrical trade is one of the more difficult trades, and there is a lot of reliance on electricians to get everything right. So I think that it's firmly within their understanding and capabilities for electricians to learn a little bit more about how to create a smart home. It's that smart hustle, isn't it? If you remember years ago, horses were pulling the cart and pulling people. Now, horses are in the back getting chauffeured. See how that's changed for horses over the years? That smart hustle. I think all of us can try to apply some of that. Told you last week about the partnerships that I'm looking to do in the yard to expedite our growth. One of them is now fully agreed. We're just working on the narrative and how it's going to be announced. But I'm very happy about it. And I'm happy to say that the future is most definitely looking bright. I will share a lot more very soon. And now let's head into central London where we are just finishing off. So we're connecting the washer, dryer, we're putting on the final coats, you know, the ply on the floor and all the coverings. We are now removing them. We got a little problem. The company fitted the blinds in the wrong color. 2 of them were wrong, and we asked the client, do you want to keep these or do you want to change them? Obviously, they said they'd like to change them, but what we're going to do, we're going to leave them in place for now, so when the client moves in, they have blinds, while the new ones are in production. When they're ready, they will be fitted. Let's head to Central. It's time for the final coat of paint on the ceiling in the living room. Simultaneously in the bedrooms, we're fitting the sensors for the recessed LED lights in the fitted wardrobes. I spoke about the finishing around the cupboard a few weeks back, and now you can see how precise it is. The lights within will be activated once the doors are open to illuminate and help the client decide what to wear. These are the correct colored blinds. which will be staying. And as you can see, they are fully electric and automated. The ones in the kitchen are the ones which need to be replaced. Tuesday, and I'm in the yard. Just pulled the volumetric off the slab so the finance company can come and take a couple of pictures of it and have a look at it this afternoon or first thing tomorrow morning. Just reversing the remaining 2 volumetrics into our parking space. We built up the levels here late yesterday, and we have a plan to continue the concreting. We're going to line up over here with this joint, and we are going to run the strips this way, right in front of the workshop. 6 meters wide and 12 meters this way. So we're temporarily going to make a ramp out of concrete, which should be dry in about 3 days. The cube results are coming back. The concrete is getting to strength of about 34, 35 within 7 days. So we'll be all good. Then we're going to continue those slabs to this point, and then we're going to work our way this way with 12 meter by 6 meter wide slabs as close to the weighbridge as we can. While doing that, we're going to continue the slabs moving towards and kind of boxing in the weighbridge and building up with material to make ramps to get in and out. Once we've done this area, we will then attack the front entrance. We've got time on our side at the moment because the winter months are not yet here, but before October, we would have concreted all the way to the front gate. We've been doing so much burning of track to get it down into smaller sizes so we can get it into the scrap bins that we have run out of oxygen. Flo is going to be collecting one after he finishes his break, and I believe we have a sale for a load of bags. I'll believe it when I see it, but I am told a company are going to be coming in and they're going to be collecting 30 bags a day. So we are ready as soon as they get in to load them. And just to get the slate off the floor out of the way, we clean the bins out and we drop the slate into the bins. We'll use the forklift and we'll drop the bags over into the bin, and then we'll use the grapple, which the lads are putting on now, and we will continue to bag until we have bagged all of the slate, because I need these bins if we need to transport any of our buckets or any other bits. That obviously wasn't very clever, was it? Let's just burn money. And of course, quattro it in and out the yard, bringing in concrete. I don't know if you can see it. If you look very closely, you can see the slope falling this way by just 50 mil. We looked really busy in the yard yesterday with lorries tipping and lorries loading 6F5, and I thought, let me just check, and it was a record-breaking day. In total, counting lorries in and out of the yard, we had 92 loads in total. Our new target now is going to be to pass 100, but 92 loads, I don't think anyone had to wait that long to get loaded or to tip, so operationally, the yard is going fantastically. Ah, what a headache this is. the starter motor on the L860 has failed when we're trying to break yesterday's record. We just changed the bucket on the 914 so we can continue with the bags, but we have 3 lorries all waiting to load 6F5. So we're loading with the grapple so we don't slow them down, and the L860 is not starting, it's completely dead, and the new starter motor is £1,100. Just fantastic. Matowny's pulled the van out and he's going to take a look at the starter and see if there's any telltale signs or see if he can see anything, but it's just long, isn't it? Oh. Always when it's going well, that is when it's about to go wrong. The L860 is working again. Panic over for the moment. Matowny was able to get it started. It's a good thing because I haven't got to pay £1,100 for a starter, but it could be a bad thing because the problem was that the starter wasn't engaging with the ring gear. Matowny pulled back the ring gear a couple of notches and then the starter fired up the L860 right away. Now, we may need to try and get in there and redress the ring gear so the starter can engage properly and get it going every time. But for the moment, it's turning off and on and it's working. But because the L860 cuts off when it hasn't been used for 5 minutes, you need to continuously keep starting it if the machine isn't flat out. Not really much of a problem when you're loading the train because it doesn't stop. But when you're doing bits and pieces like you are doing in the yard now, it could be a bit of a problem, and we'll find out soon. At the refurbishment project, we spoke to the client and gave them the news about the pool house planning permission, which I told you about last week, which was rejected. Client has decided, not that they had much of a choice, that we're just going to try and refurbish the existing pool house. Straight away, the roof has to come off the top of it because it's completely decayed. And the main problem is that the swimming pool doesn't have any air handling. The previous owner of the house had a swimming pool where they just banged an air conditioning unit on the wall, which isn't good enough because you need to manage the amount of chlorine which is coming off the water, and you need humidification in that area. Otherwise, the swimming pool will basically poison you when you're in there. And Vesha brought me a delivery. Otherwise, the swimming pool will basically poison you when you're in there. But the client has said their priority above the swimming pool is to have gym space. Now, I thought he was going to say a paddle court, but he has said gym space. So we got to go back to the drawing board again. And here's the question. If we're only refurbishing, do we even need planning permission or apply for permitted development? Because we're changing the roof? So what do we do here? Or are we just alerting local authorities and giving them a chance to say something unnecessarily because a question has been asked? I'm going to have to take a little bit of advice on it because me personally, I'll just get on with it because I see it now as a refurbishment, but I don't want to do something which later gives the client problems. Well, now that the L860 is working, we can continue loading lorries 6F5. Quattro are also in tipping non-haz. Fright is flying the drone because the first lorry has arrived to collect bags of plum slate. Now a flashback to last week when I was in St. Lucia. I know exactly how you feel, mate. I've got the mentality in life that you just need to push on no matter what and just get on with it. But I was beginning to feel sluggish and tired. A bit like this fella's feeling now. And the easy answer is yes, it's stress, because I'm always in high stress environments, but you know, there could be other factors at play here. So I ordered an at-home testosterone testing kit from manual.co. 1 in 4 men suffer from low testosterone, and 90% of men in the UK remain undiagnosed. If I can plug into lorries and machines to diagnose their health problems, I guess I should take the time to try and identify problems in my own health. I don't like to have anything holding me back or slowing me down, and low testosterone could be a battle that I'm fighting which I don't even know about. Manual is one of the UK's trusted low testosterone clinics with world-class experts and doctors. It's a very simple process. You order, the test kit arrives by post. It's simple to do. You send it back in the post and wait for your results. If you're suffering from low energy, lack of muscle mass, weight gain, poor sleep quality, or lack of focus, head to manual.co to get your at-home testosterone testing kit and use the code Ashville45 for 45% off. It's Wednesday and I'm in the yard. We've been doing some work in front of the workshop, continuing to build up the levels. Now we are removing the jersey barriers from the front because we're concreting right up to it, and if we don't remove them now, we will never be able to remove them and they will be stuck there forever. As you can see, the forklift is working. Now I need to clear this up because I kept saying we were waiting for the part for the transmission, the sensor, but yet you kept seeing us use the forklift. We can use the forklift without that sensor, but that sensor lets you know if the transmission is losing pressure. So it didn't stop us working, but it was a precautionary measure. And yesterday, here's the picture Vesha sent me. And she said, this has arrived. She gave it to my townie and my townie managed to fit it. So now the forklift is 100%. One we poured earlier, which was already dry because it's 26 degrees. Now we have more to do at the top. Couple of infills drying up here. Couple of pours from yesterday, having the shuttering broken out. Preparing the remaining infills, and we'll be complete on this side, hopefully by Saturday. And over here, we've already built up the levels and we're getting ready to start pouring there on Monday. Couple of weeks back, in the area where we had the skips and ply before we moved it, this was the slab. Look how far we had to take that down in order to pour. Now, here's a comparison. There's still some track in here that would most definitely be going for scrap. That rail is actually higher than the new slab. So all of this is going to have to be broken out as well. But that work isn't going to start as of yet because the retaining wall, which is going to be here, as I told you in the past, it's an L-shaped profile and it needs 5 meters into the yard this way. So we've still got a couple of levels to work out before we start tackling that. Back at the penthouse project, with the feature fireplace wall and media unit complete, we begin to fit and finish the skirting. We use grip filler nails to fit and then apply mastic to the top to create a smooth finish where it meets the wall. Then we fill and sand the nail holes. fit masking tape to the floor to protect, and begin to decorate. The timber windows in the bedroom are also getting their final coat. Slavik is fitting the recessed LEDs in the media unit in the living room. This will create a very subtle ambiance and is controlled like the rest of the lighting in the property with Control 4 home automation. Then, at long last, it's the aircon grills. The slats are removed and the frame drilled to create a fixing point. We screw through the frame to the plenum boxes in the ceiling recess to secure, and then finish by refitting the slats.
Daniel, my brother, you look far older than me.
Michael, my brother, where have you been, my brother from another mother? I haven't heard from you.
I rang you and your phone rang foreign again, so you were on holiday.
I wasn't on holiday. I was in St. Lucia investigating an opportunity. No, I was not handing out O'Donovan umbrellas, teacups, and red polo tops in St. Lucia. And no, they do not have a gold Michael O'Donovan statue in Laborie, before you ask.
Why not?
I didn't ask the question, but I just didn't see it there.
Right. Have you got your piece stuck to the front of your head yet?
Oh, have I got the... You mean have I had my piece stuck to... You mean have I had a hair transplant yet, Michael?
Yes, your patch with a bit of hair sticking out of it.
No, Michael, I do not have a patch stuck to the front of my head with hair sticking out of it. Would you like to come with me?
No, I don't need any hair transplant. My hair, I've got more hair than you'll ever see.
Would you like me to buy you some dye?
No, I wouldn't need dye. My hair is a natural silvery colour. Where are you at this present minute in time?
At this present
Are
moment,
you in a restaurant somewhere?
In a restaurant? No, Michael. I am at my desk in the yard calling you to check in on you because you don't check in on me. And I'm also trying to find out when you're going to take me for something to eat.
When would you like to go for something to eat?
Not next week because I'm going on the Yanni Myers Grand Tour, so I won't be here. The week after.
Oh, right. I didn't want to go on Yanni Myers Grand Tour. Tell Yanni Myers.
I will tell you. Do you know what? I'm going to tell Yanni about the time that you said all he does is go to B&Q car parks and rev up his engine with his pals. So I think that you've been blacklisted and I think you're off the Christmas list, mate. I don't think you were invited. I'll leave you to it.
Go on then, mate. Speak to you later.
See you later.
God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless.
And that's it for Wednesday.
Thursday, and I'm in the yard, and that was GB Rail Freight's brand new Class 99 hybrid loco. A couple of weeks back, I said that we were going to film it, but I wasn't here. It happened when I was in St. Lucia. So we'll try and capture the transportation to the test center. We received payment for the concrete lorry. Money was sent over this afternoon. Let the gentleman know, and he's free to come and collect. The job I told you about a couple of weeks back, pouring 40 meters of C20 concrete, which is now, in fact, actually 45 meters of C20 concrete. That begins on Tuesday, but we're going to bring them over the remaining materials we have for them to make a start. And then on Thursday of next week, we're going to begin to pour concrete. But instead of doing it with 3 lorries, we will be doing it with 2. I just hope we have enough cement and I haven't got to order any more. So we'll have 4 ton in each of the lorries and we have 12 ton in the silo. If I had a calculator in front of me, I would divide those tons by 225 grams because that 225 kilograms, because that is how much in each cubic meter of C20. Speaking of concrete, once again in the yard, we were flat out today pouring. One completed today, and here are the others for today. Putting a plan together to begin to load trains again. Not next week, the week after. By Monday of next week, we're going to begin to bring all of the non-haz down the bottom, and this area between the slab and the old yard, we're going to begin at the top, and we're going to start dumping the material there and moving our way this way down the yard so we can spread the material out. The LH60 will be on the slab, and the LH60 will reach over to this side and load the train. Now, we're not going to get all the way down because of the infill bit down there. We'll have enough space that the train should be able to shunt. We should be able to possibly stick some on the secondary line and get those trains loaded. Flo estimates that we have 7 or 8 trains of material in here. So the first train will be on Thursday or Friday of not next week, the week after, and then possibly the week after that, we may try to ramp it up to 3 or 4 to start to get the material shifted and create space down there. While we're moving the gear, any more non-haz which comes in, we'll get the lorries to reverse up and tip it here right away. And we will do an Ashville special of double, triple, and quadruple handling, so there's no money at all or goodness left in the job. And that's it for Thursday.
We're going to start bringing them up here and start putting it as close to the slab as we can. Make sense?
Makes sense to me. It's Friday morning. We're in the yard. Had a little walk with Simon and Flo, putting a plan in place what we're going to do with the train. We're going to weigh the train in. No, correction. Simon is going to weigh the train in. Straight away, we're going to pull back out. We're going to put 10 wagons on the secondary line, go back out on the main line, and then reverse 10 wagons down. The 10 Yes, it is.
Reverse the train in.
Yeah, weigh it.
Yeah, weigh it. What we're going to do, leave 10 wagons in, take the train back up, and leave 10 wagons in here. Reverse the loco and the 10 other wagons onto the secondary line. Once them 10 wagons are done at the back, we're going to come up with the loco and the other 10 wagons, hook on, reverse the whole train back into the yard and fill the front 10 wagons.
That's what I'm saying. You stopped me. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying.
You said you're going to pull the train out, but you didn't say you were going to really leave. You didn't say...
Because I hadn't got that far. All right, let's start again, seeing as Simon's interrupting me. We're going to reverse the train in. We're going to weigh it empty. We're then going to pull back out of the yard, and we're going to reverse onto the secondary line.
You haven't told me you're going to leave 10 wagons on this line.
What?
We're going to leave 10 wagons, the back 10 wagons.
No. We're still going to use the loco so we can move it. What's the... Yes.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not. Come here. The train comes in. I'll weigh it in empty, yeah?
All right, here we go. All right.
Weigh the train in empty.
You weighed the train in empty,
We're going to pull the train out.
Yes.
We're going to leave the last 10 wagons on the back of the train at the top of the yard.
No, we're not.
We are.
We're not.
Because that's how we fill the back 10. And then the other loco comes up then with the front 10. When we finish loading the back 10, we will go out.
All right, let me tell you how I think. Yeah? Let me tell you. Because the loco has to stay with the 10 wagons on this line in case he's got to move it. The loco can't stay on the secondary line. Yeah, but what if he... No, but he could need to move it. We need him there. What if Flo can't reach something?
He'll have to. That's the only way we can do it.
Oh, we can't say that. You have to. All right, so let's say, so it's going to be like this. This is what it's going to be like. We're going to reverse in. We're going to weigh on the main line. We're going to pull out, and we're going to put 10 on the secondary line. We're going to uncouple, leaving 10 on the secondary line. We're going to pull out, then we're going to reverse 10 in on the main line, and the loco will be connected to the 10 on the main line.
It can be done that way, but we have to have a really nice shunter.
Yeah, not a problem.
Who will uncouple the loco.
Wait. And then we're going to reverse. Once those 10 are loaded, the loco will reverse them further in down here. He will then go out, grab the other 10, bring them and put them in the place of where the first 10 were.
Put it to the vote. Let's see.
No, there's no vote. There's no vote. That's how we're going to, anyway, whichever one it is, that's the plan to load, which means we don't have to put the non-haz material all the way down to the bottom. We only have to put it about 1/3 of the way down. That way we can definitely reach it with an LH60. That's the way we see to do it. But we had another little problem. Because we had to scrape down the material in that area, we found a little, I won't call it a treasure chest, we found some old drainage that we didn't know was there because we've taken down the levels so far. Now this, of course, is a hazard. We put a road plate on top of it. We can't do anything with the area yet because that area is going to be part of the retaining wall, which is going to be built with an L-shaped profile, as I told you about before. So what we're going to do is, they're going to do the algebra here. We're going to leave the bottom plate, remove the 2 top plates, take 2 of the larger road plates from the front here and put it on top of it and leave a comb. Then we're going to take some spray paint and mark the blocks from the old yard to show exactly where the line is, so when Flo is loading, he can see where it is. That's the best we can do with it at the moment, and that will make us safe. And at the same time, we are loading 6F5. Quattro have arrived and we are flat out busy. Let's get some concrete poured. Another development plan for the pool house at the refurbishment project. Bright idea, boom, light bulb moment. We are going to begin the plans for the refurbishment with the slightly bigger gym, but in order to save on space, we are going to try to put the mechanical equipment outside like you would do with an outdoor air conditioning unit. Look, the lad's already moving the road plates. Outside the main structure like you would do with an outdoor air conditioning unit. That way we save the space. If we're not allowed to do that, we're gonna dig a plant room to the lower ground level like you saw us do at the Sticker Man's house very long time ago. It's gonna be a much bigger plant room because of the air handling, and the Sticker Man's stainless steel swimming pool was outside. But I think that will be a solution to the problem of space, keeping the existing footprint and finding the area to put all of the mechanical and engineering bits. Fantastic. We are finding solutions to all of the problems. And while we pour, as you just saw, we are also working on the levels, preparing for more pours. I'm now in Rome. I've flown out here to support Jan for the tour, as you saw me on last year. The whole way here on the plane, I was trying to work, but there was no Wi-Fi on the BA flight I was on, which was very frustrating. There are further thoughts and discussions on the pool house at the refurbishment project, and now it's taken a spin. The person who previously owned the house did not get planning permission to build that pool. Now, it's been there for 4 years. If we didn't touch anything, then it would stay there. But as we are touching it and improving it, if the council wanted to, they could put an injunction on us and tell us to take it down as we are altering it. So now we're at a place where
do we have to go to the council and try and get a certificate of lawfulness? So we started out trying to extend it, then we reduced it. Now we've come right back to not even sure if they'll turn on us and tell us to take it down. Now you can always take the risk and believe that the council will, you know, they'll just say,
look, it's been there, it's not your fault, you can just do a refurbishment. But
there is a chance that they won't. And this is all based on how that particular person in the planning department is feeling on that day. Because by rights, it is illegitimate, which is a problem. Now, I don't think this is a decision that I can make. So we're going to go back to the client and let them know all the pros and cons. And then we will have to decide. But of course, we are solutions orientated. Like, now we have a solution to move the non-haz up to the top of the yard. The tipper you saw in the yard a couple of weeks back that helped us move the plum slate from the top to the bottom, that oversized DAF one, that is going to be in the yard from Tuesday afternoon. And we're going to use that in the yard and begin to shift as much of the non-haz as we can. We're getting there. And being here reminds me of last year. And when I look at the footage of last year of me on the Animais tour, my goodness, that man didn't know what was about to happen to him. But he thought that somehow, if he applied enough work and grit, he could fix it. Because he did not know the full problem. He only knew about 40% of it, so he had the confidence that he could turn it round, and he was full of life and optimism. What would I say to that man looking back now? What he is about to go through. Imagine that's like Marvel, and that's in another galaxy, another dimension. I have to be honest. I would not want to be that man. What is about to happen to him, how he's going to feel, the emotions and the physical, emotional and financial torment that he is about to go through. But we are where we are, and I'm happy to say I'm still here. And I am a changed person, 100%, but I think it's for the better, and everything runs its course, and everything happens for a reason. I firmly believe that. A lot like the volumetric being sold, which left the yard earlier this afternoon. And that's it for Friday. It's weird to see that area at the top of the yard getting poured and filled in. If you remember my plans a long time ago, we have a permit to keep red diesel in the yard, and I was going to keep a fuel tank up there so locomotives could refuel, because the only other place they've got to refuel is going all the way to Acton. I'm just in the lobby of the hotel. Everyone's arriving for the tour, doing a little press bits, taking pictures. Jan's nice and happy. Got Manny from Elite Pave sitting next to me, and a lot of the lads who were on last year's tour, and some who were on the tour from 2019. Had some feedback from St. Lucia, from the agent in charge of the land. He is going to hold a meeting with the electrical and the water suppliers to talk about the incoming, and some land close by is now up for sale. So I am using the price of the other land, which is close to mine, as a benchmark as to what I price it at. Now, I don't want to be sat on it indefinitely trying to hold on for a better price. And you know, I'm always a man complaining about other people making it a race to the bottom, making the prices cheap. But, you know, if you want to sell it,
you need to price to sell it. And my question to the agent is, if I clear all of the vegetation on the land and people are able to see the view, I showed this to you last time I was in St. Lucia, standing next to my neighbor's house, would that increase the chances of a sale? So I'm waiting for him to let me know. And in the yard, the lads are preparing shuttering for more pours on Monday. Last bit of shuttering we're going to begin to work on now is the one in front of the silo. Now, this could be problematic for next week. If we pour the slabs in front of the silo and the concrete starts earlier than we think it will, then we're not going to be able to get to the cement and we're not going to be able to do the job for our neighbour. So we're going to really have to assess and gauge that next week, because we don't want to start the job and then let our neighbour down. Because 2 of the lorries have currently got 4 ton of cement in them, possibly as the pours are estimated to start on Thursday, maybe we'll get away with those 2 lorries pouring on Thursday and maybe Friday. And by the time we come back on Monday of next week, the pours, which will be early this coming week, hopefully it's been 7 days and we can get on top of them and then we can get some cement out the silo. But you know, every time you get a job, they just seem progress and progress fighting with each other. Progress to start doing concrete again, progress to concrete the yard. What can you do? I suppose it's a good problem to have. And that's it for Ashville Weekly, episode 247. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click down here to see an Ashville video you may not have seen before. And click down here for last week's episode, which was number 246. I need to check if it is in fact 247. Hold on. Is it 247 this week? Yeah, it's 247. 247.